You know, over the years, I've had a lot of people ask me, how was it living in an RV? Living in an RV, if you considering, let me get away from it all. Let me get away from the monotony of this world. Let me get away from the complexity of this world. And let me try to live my life free as a bird. If you're doing it based on saving money and costs, don't do it. Don't do it. If you're doing it to get away, maybe take a sabbatical, maybe just escape from the day-to-day norm, do it. If you're doing it to challenge your inner self, to learn more about yourself, to learn more about your strength and your fortitude, do it. If you don't have a lot of resources as far as income, don't do it. Now, some people have asked me, and I watched a lot of videos where people say that they can't find a place to just live in a RV. And we have gone to this point in the United States of America where people are removing people and blocking people from their land from living in an RV on land that they bought and paid for cash. Yes, we are in that time of that today. There's an attack on anyone living outside of the system. The system is get a mortgage, get a 30-year mortgage, pay out the mortgage, stay in the house, take out second mortgages, take out equity out of your home, continue to pay mortgage and mortgage and mortgage and mortgage, and then after you get finished paying with mortgage, maybe the taxation going to be so high because the estimated value of your property has gone up, and now it's just like you're paying a mortgage because you're paying taxes and you're paying insurance. That is the system that wants to keep us status quo, whether you like it or not, whether you disagree with it or not. Most people will either pay for rent, whether it's lease, or they're going to be buying a home, or they're going to be owning their land, quote, owning their land. I get it, you don't never own your land, but paying taxes on raw land and maybe some structures on your land is far, far, far less than paying apartment, than paying in the city, than paying the mortgage in the neighborhood, HOA, and all of that. So with that said, what would I recommend? I would recommend this, and you got to do your own research because everything is different, every county is different, every state is different. But if I did my research and I found out there's a way you can do it, what I would do, I would get me a small structure, the smallest structure I can get. I would get me a raw piece of land with a lot of land, and I would get wooded land, nothing open, wide open where people can just see and just look across and your neighbors can report you and all that kind of stuff. I would get me some good land that's tucked away, make sure that it's accessible to main roads, and I would get me a structure. Go ahead and pay into the system, get you a structure, get it small, and go ahead and get your infrastructure in there, get your well, get your septic tank, get your electricity, and then bring in your RV. Later on, once you got the permit and got everything, and keep your mouth shut. You don't tell nobody what you're doing, how you doing, when you're doing, the way you're doing, how you living, how you doing. Keep your mouth shut. And I would slowly build upon that. I would slowly build upon that. Now, is that guaranteed? Nope. Because what I've seen since I've been out here, I've seen drones. I've seen drones taking schematics of my property. Guess what also happens? I get updates on my property assessment. So, in the future, it's going to be harder and harder to live outside of the system, but it's possible. You may be inconvenienced by living in a tent, by living in a structure somewhere tucked in the woods, by being isolated, by being alone, by not telling people what you're doing, by not inviting a lot of people, by not inviting strangers, by not bringing in Amazon packages, by not having packages delivered to your house. It's going to be tough. It's going to be challenging, but you can do it. You can do it. But you're going to have to go stealth mode. You're going to have to go stealth mode, fam. So understand that there's opportunities to do a little bit of everything. But the biggest advantages is buy you some land, have you some secluded land, have it where you got your infrastructures in there, you got everything in place, and try the best to keep your mouth shut and live the best to your ability. I hope this being helpful to you. It's fine traveling, it's fine going to state parks, living in them for months and months. going to RV parks, but the cost will rise and stack up on, especially the longer you try to live. Heck, we can't even spend the night at rest stops no more. You know, they're kicking people out of Walmart parking lots right now, you know. We're in a different zone, a different world, and it's all about take, greed, greed, greed. And let me get as much as I can off of every single person that I possibly can. So that's the world we're living in. And I don't know what's the answer, but you got to get creative. You got to be able to move if things don't work or adjust if things don't work out. And have fun doing it. Don't get caught up in the long term. Just have fun in the process and in what you're doing. Hope this has been helpful. If it has, give me a like, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. Till next time, y'all stay well. Don't forget to keep on growing. Grow.